Hey guys, this is Rick Galvez and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be talking about the song Freezing Moon by Mayhem and why this song is so damn evil sounding. So the song starts off with this iconic riff that we all know. So the intro riff to the song Freezing Moon is in 3/4 time and starts off with 3 bars of arpeggiating an E minor chord. Starting off with the E power chord at the beginning, so then going to the high E string where we descend from the high E string down to the 2nd fret of the D string. So all outlining an E minor triad. Then in bar 4 of the riff, we're going into this part, which implies an E locria type of sound because of the flattened 5th degree that we have here. As well as that minor 2nd that we get down to here, leading back into the tonic, which is the note E. So the cool thing about this riff is the fact that we're blending an E minor triad type of sound along with an E locrian type of sound, which is interesting because the tonic chord of an E locrian scale is not a minor chord, it's actually a diminished chord. This works particularly well because in the first 3 bars, we still have a sense of tonal ambiguity. So we only have the notes E, G, and B, which outlines an E minor triad. The flattened 5th scale degree is also important for the evil factor that can be found within this riff. If we used a perfect 5th instead of a flattened 5th, like you would find in the E Phrygian scale, it would not have the same type of effect. So check this out for example. It just doesn't have the same effect if we were to use a perfect 5th instead of a flattened 5th. The minor 2nd degree also helps create the evil tension that this riff and this song in general has. That F has a much stronger pull back to the tonic than, let's say, like a major 2nd like the F sharp would. Again, it just does not have the same effect to it as it would with the flattened 5th and the minor 2nd. This is because the minor 2nd has a darker sound in relation to the tonic than a major 2nd. For the 2nd riff of the song, as well as every other riff in the song afterwards, we're shifting back into 4/4 time, and the next riff goes like this. So the 2nd riff makes use of a minor dyad starting on the tonic of a song, which is the note E. So we got this right here. I'm playing the low E string as well as the E on the 7 frets of the A string, and then the note G on the 5th fret of the D string. And then we're going back to the tonic E with the power chords down here. Going to an inverted power chord of D sharp right here. And then back to here with the low E power chords and then the minor 3rd, then back to the low E power chords, and then into an inverted power chord on the note F. So in this riff, we have all sorts of intervals that help create a very evil atmosphere. So at the beginning, we got the minor third interval. Then afterwards, with the first inverted power chord, we got the intervals of a major seventh and a flattened fifth. So right here. That's going to be the notes D sharp and A sharp. And then another A sharp, an octave lower than this one. Like that. And then, of course, we got the F, which is going to be the minor second, and then the C, which is going to be the minor sixth. And the fact that we got a D sharp as well as an F in relation to the root E goes to show that we have a little bit of chromaticism going on here, which also helps create an evil atmosphere too. Then afterwards we're going into this one. So starting off with some chugging on the low E string. Then we got some inverted power chords again, starting at the 6th fret of the E and A strings, and then going into the 7th frets of the E and A strings. So again, here we got the open E string, going into the intervals of a major 7th together with a flattened 5th. And then going a half step higher from there. And then from there, we're going to B and E. And this riff acts as a transition to the faster section of the song, starting off with this riff. So that entire riff right there is all just flattened fifths or tritones. And the tritone is the most dissonant and evil sounding interval in music by far. So we got nothing but just pure evil in this riff. Then afterwards we're going into this riff, also based on just tritones. So from the recording of the song, it sounds like we're going into power chords here, but we still got the same intervals going on of just tritones for a sense of maximum evil. Very similar to the previous riff, however, the chord changes happen at different times here. Later on when this riff appears, we have a little variation on it, which makes use a little bit of the minor second, which goes something like this. Also, a little side note here, when you're doing big position shifts like in this riff, it's really important to have your eye to where you want to go to next. So that's going to be from the open low E power chord to the 6th fret. We also have this little interlude melody that goes something like this. So again here, we have all sorts of intervals going on. We have a lot of minor seconds and flattened fifths. We do have some perfect fifths here as well, which in my opinion implies a half-whole diminished type of sound because of the fact that we have the intervals minor second, flattened fifth, and perfect fifth. So we're starting off with the low E string, going to the B, which is going to be the perfect fifth, then back to the low E, then to the flattened fifth here, up a perfect fifth from there to the note F, so, and then back from the F down to the B flat, and then a diminished fifth up from there to E, and then a perfect fifth from there up to B, and then B flat, flat to B flat again, which is a bunch of flattened fifths there. And then we have this breakdown riff that we all know as well. And that riff is literally all just minor seconds. All the way through, just minor seconds. So just like how in this other riff that we talk about, this one. We are basing a riff essentially on just one interval. And while the tritone may be the darkest interval there is in music, the minor second is definitely way up there as well. And it's a key component of scales such as Phrygian and Locrian. So this song, Freezing Moon, takes advantage of many dark sounding intervals, predominantly the flattened fifth and the minor second. Alright guys, thanks so much for your support again as always. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and to share this video around with all your friends. Thanks once again guys, I'll see you around later.